sorry.
Oh, that's all right.
Hoobity hoo, and how do you do? Welcome back to our new series where you take your webcomic and you're gonna print it. Yes, indeed. How do you do? I am Cami Cam of Cami Cam Comics. I'm a comic book artist, webcomic artist, writer, and illustrator, and I make comics, and I want you to print your comic. Today we're continuing our series with, I believe this is like part 3. Yes, part 3. You know, I'm always counting, and we gotta work on that. So I'll make sure to validate what it is for our next time. But this episode is all about formatting your webcomic. Now, it was a part 2 in our Substack from the previous week on formatting and scripting. But by now, if you've been sticking around the channel for a while, you should know all about scripting. But if not, feel free, drop those comments below. I got you. All right, so let's dive right in. Webcomics are meant to keep you scrolling. The more you scroll, the more engagement on the app, the views go up. We like that, said the webcomic company. But comic books, it's all about page flips. So think of your scroll amount to your number of page flips. Now, back to our previous video, we talked about what kind of comic you're going to print, whether it's a 20-page floppy or a 100-page graphic novel. So, which one you going to do? Okay, pick, you got it, lock it in, lock it in. Next is your formatting style. The biggest thing with web comics is the long scroll pages, whether it's transitioning from day to night or really dramatic pose or the full body shot. Those become your splash pages. So if you have a page or a panel that takes up maybe like 2-3 scrolls, or in webcomic terms, it takes up 2 and 3 canvases, that is now a splash page. Splash page is your page that is establishing the shot. It's the exposition. It's the climax. It is the in-your-face page of your comic book. And if you got multiples, that's fine. Keep them. Don't change too much. Now, the next part, the breakdown is how many panels are too many panels? I've been experimenting, and I'm finding the pleasant enjoyment of pacing. Take your time. Mama used to say, don't you rush to get ahead. Mama used to say, you know that song? If you don't, okay, I'm old, and that's okay. So my sweet spot for the breakdown is having 4 to 5, could be 6 at the most, panels per page. I like to think of each panel as a sentence and a paragraph, keeping our page to 6 sentences max, or 8. We'll get back to that in a second, for setting that page. So that way, okay, we said something and we're turning the page. Whether it's your dialogue, your exposition, you're just keeping an even pacing so that it reads naturally. Because if you did your dialogue in 8 panels on a single page, that's a lot of talking for one page. It definitely could have broken up, definitely could have showed a lot of more happen. And when you do that many, you lose a lot of elements of your story. So if we start with our first panel, whether it's a splash page or it's just one big panel at the top, establish the shot, set the scene. What is happening? Where is it happening? Who are the characters? Who's talking? That's panel 1. Then you've got panel 2 to 5. We're going with 5 right now. And that's the dialogue, taking turns between what's talking, maybe showing a little bit of action. Of course you're showing action. It's a comic. That's what we do here. Showing some action in between each character's, their dialogue, their fight scene, their romance, their love confession, okay? And then you got your last panel, which is like either I'm going to leave you on a cliff note so that you turn the page, or I'm flipping over to boom, the exposition at the bottom. You know, we'll see. And then you turn over and then you get a splash page, or we continue with our 5 pages. Now, 8 pages. 8 pages, I have noticed, are really good for action sequences, big scenes, because all these panels shooting at you like this. Pew, 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 pew. Keep it fast-paced, keep it going quickly, so you can do more if you want to, but remember, it's going to be sloppy. So that's why we stop at 8. Stop at 8. That is great. Okay? And you can cut that up different ways, or you could do 9. I've seen 9. I'll let you slide with a 9. I'll let you slide. Even 10, but again, too many, it's too cluttered. Why do 10 when you could have did 2 5s? I just say it. So, and that is our basic breakdown of formatting. You know, you take that long scrolling webcomic and you take each scene of your webcomic and put it into the right panel that fits for the story and placing it on the page. And once you have everything put into its correct boxes, you know, reorganized, we're gonna move this one over here, we're gonna move this one over here, and we're gonna put this one right here, then you can say, oh wow, I got more than 20 pages. That is great. But don't forget to add that new material, that new content, because why do I want to pay for this when I'm not getting anything for free? What's the extra dash? What's the sprinkles on top? What's the gold leafing and the drizzle of truffle oil? I'm hungry. So each part that you add to your story that you already have, if you go over the 20 pages, that's fine. You don't have to stick to the rules. You can be flexible. It's your story at the end of the day, but you want to make it a good one. Then our second half is, okay, well, what if I don't know what I'm doing? That's okay. I'm here to help you. Make webcomic to print comic is something I've done before. Snack Time the Picnic started as a webcomic, and I'm working my way through Snack Time the Playground. Okay, I'm reviewing my previous script, you know, and trying not to change too much of the original story and just saving that for the next one. And that's something that you can look at with our other half, scripting. I changed too much, I got a whole new story. Because I saw a quote once a time, an artist is never done. They just have to walk away. Maybe I misquoted it, but that's our quote today. So, formatting your webcomic into each frame of your webcomic goes into a panel. Keeping your panels between 5 to 6 at the max. Anything over that, it better be an action scene, something fast-paced, quick cuts. And then if you already do your webcomic as a posted, like, comic page per page, as I intend to do for some other project, can't say that right now, but you already do that, then you're fine. You're good. You're golden. Just make sure you got enough and then move on. One feature I've seen recently, and I've seen other people do this as well, give your shout out to your fellow indie comic creators. You got extra pages, you got some room. Hey, you want a one-page spread in my comic? You want to, you know, whatever, establish a shot, something, do it. I say do it. Go for it. Support each other. We're building community here, people. We can't build community by ourselves. So jump in the fun of comic book making with your friends. You're printing your webcomic, and it's going to be amazing. Tune in next week where we will break down the actual printing process. I'm ready for this one, but I can only share you what I know. There are a lot of printing companies out there, but we will save that for another time. So this has been Cam. This has been our video, printing your webcomic. You need to print it. You need to print it. You need to print it. Last but not least, let's do some updates, some announcements. We've got Comic Book Making Club available on Facebook, where any and all comic book creators, writers, storytellers are welcome. Jump into this amazing community of creators who love comics. You got questions of the day, you've got shout outs, tips, sharings, all that information, one place. Don't miss out. Link in the description box. Next, I have Substack. All of these videos are in text-based format with a little more details because sometimes the brain be all over the place, and that's on Substack. So link in the description, where I'm also dropping in a little bit more insights of my life. Trying not to make it too Dear Diary-ish, but just sharing what it's like being a creative. Where does this all come from? Why do I want to share it? Why is sharing so important to me? It's my passion, it's my heart, it's who I am. I love sharing and encouraging others to make these great, amazing stories. And last but not least, Kickstarter campaign has ended. If you've missed it, I have good news for you. Now on my Ko-fi, link below, you can get a copy of the Stardust Warriors Guided Journal, paperback or hardcover edition for you if you missed the campaign. And that's it for today. I hope that you have the most amazing day. Remember, stay tuned, stay blessed, stay magical. I love you. Bye.